Okay, this is Brent from PathandTarot, and we're going to talk about the results of the card guessing, Beat the Devil and the Tarot cards here. In this series of videos, we're probably going to do a few videos for this, so keep an eye on that on the page here. But we'll first talk about card guessing and a little bit about the Schumann resonance. You can get an app on your phone that tracks the peak amplitude and gives you kind of a cool graph to look at. So I just took a quick reading of the peak amplitude on each day. So we went from the 7th all the way to the 19th for our sample. And I left a few days kind of like in between to allow for like a I guess like a psychic recovery, if you want to say that. The results are pretty interesting. I ended up with a 60% hit rate at the very, very end. So I was getting hits, you know, like off and on, like got a hit here. On the next day, I didn't get a hit. The next session I did. And, you know, so it was like off and on basically. But in the end, what I found is the results of the card guessing were surprisingly, I guess, expected. What I mean by this is that I've achieved a 60% hit rate in the past back in 2020. So I've been using this deck for a little while now with the same structure. And in a way, this is nice because it validates the, I guess maybe the potential of the deck. Like maybe that is the baseline potential of using like a Zener card-like structure with the added sub-elementals with 2 elements on the card, adding for like an increased hit percentage, right? Because my guess here was spirit and I got a sub-elemental with spirit and fire. So I think this is kind of validating in that way, showing that I could replicate the 60%. Finally, we've got, we'll talk about the Schumann Peak amplitude here. So we started off on the test. We actually started off pretty strong. Like the first guess was like correct, and it was really the only possible guess when I guessed spirit. So if we got a sub-elemental card here, so it did increase our odds of guessing that much. But we started off really strong here, so we got like this really kind of cool graph here from the program where it's just like it peaks and then it kind of dies off and kind of comes back up again. So that's interesting to see. So that kind of makes sense when you deal with like exertion of any kind. Like when you start off at the beginning, you have a lot of energy, but as you go through time, you lose that energy as you perform. So that kind of makes sense for these types of results. This is good. I'm happy with the results. And I think what I can conclude from the card guessing part of it, based on like what's happened in the past, is that maybe we've uncovered like a baseline for the performance of this type of deck configuration, because it is unique. It's got 50 cards of each of the symbols of the 5 Western elements, and then there's the sub-elements on top that added to the card. So it's not the same configuration of the Zener cards, so it's different. And I think, you know, this round of testing maybe helps me understand more of what the baseline looks like what's the maximum basic performance of it. So maybe that's what we have here. So this is good. I'm happy with it. And then, you know, look out for more videos to deal with the other results here.